I was fortunate to work with a group of people who brought ventilation, non-invasive ventilation to young people with muscular dystrophy whose life expectancies was about 18 to 20. With non-invasive ventilation, you could double that. So there's an individual here who's in his 40s now that I know, who, without that technology, would have been dead 20 years ago. And the process of change in the medical field is very slow. Even when something's flat out obvious, it still takes forever. And that group of people were able to make that change happen. We were the first group in Canada to introduce that and change lives. And that was I was the head team leader saying what's state of the art for people with muscular dystrophy. And I was a physiotherapist who went and researched that and came back and said, well, in France, they've discovered that since the Americans have shrunk ventilators down to this little box that you can throw on a helicopter and save these guys in Vietnam that would have otherwise died, you could attach that to the back of a wheelchair and trach somebody, and they could zoom off and continue a quality life. So the medical professional looked at that and said, that's not extending life, that's extending death. So he said, well, yeah, we get your point, but that's not your decision. That's the decision of the individual who's living that life. And so when you ask these young guys, you want to live or do you want to die? They say, we want to live. Are you willing to go to this extreme? Most of them would say, yeah, I want to go to that extreme. So that process of change wasn't something that I thought of, but I did have the opportunity to bring the people together who had the expertise and the courage to make that happen. That's been my story throughout my life.